Hello and welcome, my dear students. This is Rohan sir from Mehdi English Medium School. I welcome to all third standard students in today's science class. So, now my dear students, we have been doing worksheets of lesson number 1 and 2 since 2 to 3 days. And I know that you are enjoying the worksheets a lot, as the worksheet not only contains the data which you have already read it in your textbook or in your fair book theory, but it also contains the extra knowledge regarding the particular lesson. So dear students, now if you have watched the previous lecture, you might be knowing that we have just finished lesson number 1 and we were just doing lesson number 2 worksheet revision. So let us see what are the objective of today's lecture. So what are we going to do today? Basically revision with the worksheet as we always do. So but today only lesson number 2 we are going to revise. As you know that in the previous lecture we had started lesson number 2 and we have yet to complete lesson number 2. So in this lecture, throughout this lecture you are going to watch the worksheet questions of lesson number 2 only. And as you all know, the rules of this class is you don't have to take any book, neither you have to take any book nor any pencil, pen, nothing. You only need to pay attention, you need to be mentally present along with being physically present. So I hope that you are mentally present and you have to follow the rules after each and every question as per the instructions. So let's get started. Keeping safe, this was the name of lesson number 2. We are going to start with true or false. Now here I have clearly written, shout the answers if you know. So if you can guess the answers, I'll give you the time to guess the answers. I'll give you the time to think for the correct answers after I give you the question. As you know, this is only the format of our lesson. So we will maintain this format. We are not going to break the format. As we are going to maintain the format, you know that you are free to shout the answers at your home. Still, if I am not there, I know that if you will shout the answers, you will enjoy the lecture. And if you will enjoy, that will be the best part for you to understand then. And by doing this, not only you will get interested in this topic, but also much of knowledge, or you can say the revision. So be ready to shout the answers. You either have to shout true or false, because we are going to start true or false round for keeping safe lesson number 2. And after the explanation of each question, I'll view the answer, I'll display the answer, I'll disclose the answer on your screen. So let's get started. Here, if you can see, it is the first question. Now let me read the question for you. We should put our head out of the window in moving vehicle. So now this question is very simple, but for those who are not understanding, let me explain it to you. See, this question says that you need to put out your head, means you need to open the window of the moving vehicle and you need to put out your head of that window while the vehicle is moving. So do you think this is correct? No, I don't think so this is correct. Because if you remove your head from the moving vehicle, either your head will be crushed by the vehicles coming from behind, or even you might get injury if vehicle applies the brake all of the sudden. Then you will directly meet an accident with the same window you are keeping, or you are peeping out from that window. So do you think this is convenient? No, I don't think so this is convenient. What is your answer, students? Just shout at your home. What is your answer? True or false? If you agree, you should say true. If you disagree, you should say false. The statement is true or false. I am waiting for your answers. Okay, so by now many of you were shouting the answers. Let us see what is the correct answer. The correct answer is false. So here this statement is false statement. That means you should not put out your head out of the window in the moving vehicle especially. Yes, many of you have the habit of enjoying the air, fresh air, and and you enjoy, in short, either you not only your head, but even if you put out your hands, still there are the chances of meeting an accident. May the other vehicles coming from behind, there is a possibility that they will cut your hand, or they will just meet an accident because your hand is outside. So you may even land yourself into the serious problem. So you should not do that. Moving on to the second question. We should cut the fruits with the knife on our own. Means, so this question is for your age students, isn't it so? So just imagine the student of 3rd, 4th standard are cutting the fruits with the knife on their own. Is it possible? No. Does your mom or grandmom allows you to do so? No, they will never allow you to hold the knife and chop the fruits and vegetables on your own. Always they will guide you, or they will be there if you are interested in cooking. So I don't think so this is true. This is false statement according to me, because it is clearly written that we should cut the fruits. No, we should not cut the fruits on our own. We should ask any elder person sitting with us to do this job rather than doing it on our own. So according to me this is false statement. Now I will give you 2 seconds to think and shout the answer, student. Okay, by now I hope that you are shouting the answers and you know the correct answer. Let's see how many of you are correct and how many of you are incorrect. And the correct answer is false. So that means this statement is false statement. Why so? Like I said, you should not cut the fruits with the knife on your own. You may get hurt because knife is very dangerous and pointed and sharp object. You may cut your finger may start bleeding very badly, so you never know what will happen. So never do it on your own. Ask the elder sister or brother or your parents to do so, but don't do it on your own. Moving on to the third question. The question is, be kind to animals. Now let us understand what is the meaning of kind to animals. Kind to animals means, you might have seen many people reasonlessly, purposely, they throw the stones on cow, they throw the stones and pebbles on the dog, purposely. It's something different if the dog is running after you, and still if you beat them, if you show this kind of we can say cruelty, or if you show this kind of harsh nature towards the animals, it is not at all good. See, there are the options. So nowadays what happens if the dog runs after you, you start beating? No, you should understand them. You should stop your vehicle, or if you are running, you should stop running, and they will not bite you for sure. And because you are running and they are running after you, there are many psychological reasons why dog run. Many of the vehicles, if you have noticed, the vehicles which is running fast, or the vehicle which is going swiftly, only after that vehicle the dog will run. Why so? Because dogs have sharp memory. Their kids, their puppies, the young one of the dogs are called puppies, they are crashed beneath the vehicles, they are killed due to the big vehicles. So their mentality is such that the fast vehicles always hurt. And it is good, even if we drive slow, it is for our betterment too. So be kind to animals. Whether this is one example I gave you, you should be kind to every animal, correct? Now I'm not saying go to lion and just pamper lion. No, that is different thing. You should understand, you should at least be kind to the domestic animals. So this statement is true according to me. I'll give you 2 seconds to shout the answers. Okay, the parents who are listening to this video lecture, I hope that your kids are shouting the answers, and let's check the answer. Yes, I was right, and you too are right if you have given the answer true, because this statement is true statement. Okay, moving on towards the fourth. We should push our friends while entering in a bus. How fair is it? No, it is not at all fair, it is unfair. If you push your friends while you are entering into the bus, again you are harming them in one or the other way. Either they will fall down, or they will just they will clash with any other people standing there, or they will clash with the the iron rod used as a holder. So you may again cause serious injury to them, if not to you. So even if you are doing this, even if you are doing this, you should stop doing that, because many of you even have the habit of doing that on the vehicles. On the vehicles to your elder brother and sisters, you harass them. What do? You start harassing them while they are driving. So no, you never know where it will end up and how it will end up. So never ever do any kind of mischief on any vehicle. Though here you are asked about the bus, but not on any vehicle. So according to me, this is false statement, because this statement said that we should push. No, we should not push. So this statement is false statement according to me. Now I'll give you 2 seconds to shout the answer. Okay, so I hope that you have shouted the answer false, because this is the only correct answer. False, because this statement is totally false statement. Now moving on to the fifth. Let me read the question for you. Run around the swimming pool. Now it is clearly written run around the swimming pool, and if for suppose this is swimming pool, and how will be the surrounding area. Obviously, if you are going near the swimming pool, the surrounding area will not be dry. It is going to be wet. And just imagine if you are trying to run speedily or swiftly on the wet surface, what will happen? You will slip down and you will fall, and you may get your head injured, or fracture to your hand or head, or anything may happen. You never know. So you should not run. So this statement according to me is false statement, because we should not run, and here it is written that we should run. That run around the swimming pool, no. According to me it is false statement. We should keep this safety, because even we are walking near the swimming pool, we should take care that we should not get slip. So running is far more worst idea compared to walking even. So this is false statement. I'll give you 2 seconds to shout the answers, kids. Okay, let's see the correct answer. Correct answer is false, like I said. Moving on to sixth number. Use floaters in the swimming pool. So is this correct? Yes or no? Have you ever heard floater means? You use the floaters that you wear, a ring like structure you wear on your body, so that you cannot get drowned into the water, which helps you to keep up your head and your body up from the water level. So this is true. You should always keep that along with you, especially when you are just learning how to swim. Correct. So if you are just learning, and if you don't know properly how to swim, and just imagine you went to the certain area in this pool which is very much deep. So floaters, if you are wearing, it will help you to keep yourself up from the water level, at least your upper part of the body. So you should always wear floaters along with you when you are going to pool. If you are not good swimmer, this is very must. Okay, now let's see. The next thing is name these. So now it is like a riddle. The question will be written, you have to just name which is convenient to that particular question. So you have to shout the answers loudly if you know the correct answer. So again, Be ready to shout the answers and be ready to use your own brains. Okay, the first question is traffic light that tells us to stop. Now, which traffic light tells us to stop? I hope you remember when I taught you about the traffic lights. I hope you remember each and every light. First of all, there are 3 lights. Yes. So, which 3 lights? Green, red and yellow. So, I hope that you remember these 3. I even showed you the photo of that, the picture of that while I was explaining you the question answers and objectives also. So, and even we revised it. So, I hope that you have not forgotten it and you remember it. So, even this particular question was there in the form of question answers. Now, it is in the form of, answer in one word. So, traffic light that tells us to stop. So, I'll give you 1 or 2 seconds to shout the answers. Okay, I hope that you have shouted the answer and I hope that your answer will be proven as a right answer. Let's see. And the correct answer is red light. So, red light is the light which tells us to stop at the traffic signal. So, whenever if you find the red light and whenever you are there near the traffic signal and whenever you find the red light, ask your, the one who is driving the vehicle, ask them to stop driving the vehicle because red light indicates to stop. And if you still break that rule, traffic police are there on the road, they may catch hold of you and they may penalize you, means give you the penalty of a certain amount which is decided according to the government rule. So, now students, repeat after me. You have to repeat this sentence after me now. Red light tells us to stop in traffic. Repeat one more time. Red light tells us to stop in traffic. Clear enough? Moving on to the second question. The second question is, it can give us a shock. Now please don't say teachers. Teachers never give you shock. So I know some of you might be having this kind of ideas running in your mind. So that's why, okay, jokes apart, what actually have we discussed related to shock in the lesson keeping safe? Just try to remember the things. You might get the answer, correct answer. Yes, what can give you shock? The fire cannot give you shock, it will burn you up entirely, correct? What else? If you fall down from the swimming pool, it will not give you shock. You will harm your, any part of your body, so that is also not there. Now if you are walking onto the roads and if you will meet an accident, again that will not give you shock, that will totally destroy any of the part of your body. So what will give you shock? So according to me, okay, let's just not tell you the answer, I'll ask you to guess the answer. Okay, I'll give you 2 seconds to shout the answers and I hope that you are shouting the answers if you know that very loudly at home. And the correct answer is electricity. Obviously, if you touch the electric wire, if the wire has any leakage or if your hands are wet, in either of the cases you are going to get shock. So it can give you it can give us a shock. What thing it is? It is an electricity. Okay, now I want you to repeat the sentence after me, my dear students, and I hope that you are obeying my instructions like I said in the beginning of the lecture. Okay, be ready to repeat. Electricity can give us a shock. Repeat one more time. Electricity can give us a shock. Okay, so make sure you do not touch any kind of electric wires without the knowledge. And moving on to the third question, cross the road here. Now where do you cross the road? When the traffic is on, when the road is very busy and you try to jump out from the vehicles? No. So where to cross the road? So let's just see. But before that, I know that 90% of you might be knowing the answers. So I'll give you 2 seconds to shout your answers. And yes, let's see the correct answer. If you said that it is zebra crossing, you are absolutely right. So I even showed you the picture where the boy or the girl was crossing the road through the zebra crossing, and especially when the traffic was stopped. Yes, the road was not busy and they were crossing the road from the zebra crossing. This is the picture I showed you while I was explaining you question answers of this lesson. Correct? So if you have not seen that, I'll suggest you to go back and pick out the link from your groups and again watch the video where I have showed you the picture of zebra crossing and the girl crossing the road, and I was explaining you the answer. So that is why I ask you to again and again watch the previous videos, because only then will you be able to connect to the present video if you have watched the previous videos. Because again and again I give you the reference to the old videos. That is the only easiest way for you to get these things into your mind. Okay, moving on. Walk on a busy road. Now you will say, sir, if there is a busy road and still if we are in a hurry, if we want to go, where to go, how to walk? For suppose traffic signal is not going to stop for next 40 minutes, and sir, I want to go to school. So how to cross? You will say, I reside near the school, and if I want to go to school. So I even gave you this answer while I was explaining you the lesson. So if you know the answer, shout it loudly. I will wait for 2 seconds. Okay. So the correct answer is footpath. So there is a path where the people can walk there. So the vehicles will obviously not go onto the footpath. Regardless of cycle, we don't know about the bicycles. Bicycle riders usually take them onto the footpath even, but still it will not harm you as much as the running vehicle, other vehicles does. So here the correct answer is footpath. So if the road is busy, you should ignore going onto the roads and search for the footpath and walk on it. So students, repeat this sentence after me. Walk on footpath on a busy road. Okay, great stuff. Now select the correct option. You have to select from should or should not. So you will be given 2 options. You need to complete the sentence by placing should or should not according to your knowledge again. So it is very clear. Now let's see. First question is, you should or should not play with matchsticks. So matchsticks with which you can kindle the light, with which you can kindle the candles. You can use matchstick to burn the fire, in short, or the firecrackers. So you should or should not play with matchsticks. What should be the correct answer here? You should play or you should not play? Okay, I hope that you are shouting the answers. Let's see what is the correct answer. Should not. So you should not play with matchsticks. Why? Obviously it is not the thing to play. It is not a toy. If you play with matchsticks, again, some of you might be happy by burning the matchstick, by lighting up the matchstick. But no, it is not a thing to play. You may burn the entire house if you are playing with it. So avoid playing with that. There are many other toys to play with. So you should not play with matchsticks. Moving on to the second question. You should or should not always stand in a queue while waiting for the bus. I'll repeat the question and then I'll explain it to you. You should or should not always stand in a queue while waiting for the bus. So while you are waiting for the bus on a bus stand, you should stand in a queue. To stand in a queue means to stand in a one proper line rather than creating a crowd over there and pushing each other while the bus arrives there. That is the way we have generally seen in the movies or in everywhere in the cartoons and everywhere, even live we have seen in our town. where people, they don't maintain this discipline. They just form a crowd and wait for the bus and then push each other in or out of the bus. So this is not the correct way. You should stand in a queue. You should stand in a line, and line wise you have to walk politely like a gentleman and not as a hooligan. So according to me, the correct option is should. So let's see what is the correct answer. Should, exactly like I said. So you should always stand in a queue while waiting for the bus. So repeat after me, my dear students. You should always stand in a queue while waiting for the bus. Clear enough? Moving on to the third one. You should or should not keep your things at their proper places. Now, as simple as that. This is what you know better than me, because when you scatter your toys, scatter your clothes and scatter everything, means you keep it anywhere you want. Your mom always shouts at you, they always asks you, insists you to keep it on the proper place after using it. You have the habit of throwing the shoes here and there, throwing your clothes here and there, throwing your lunchbox, books here and there. You don't keep it to proper place, and then you have to you need to accept the thrashing from the parents. So here the one thing which I showed you in the question answers is, there was a picture which I showed you in the question answers, that you have kept the toys like car and bus which has the wheel, correct, which is slippery. You keep it on the floor, and then some other person is walking from there in their own they are very much busy, and they are walking without observing anything on the floor, and you have kept your bus or car toy on the floor. And just imagine what will happen. If they will put their leg on that car or the bus toy, they will slip and they will fall down. So even if you scatter your toys, you should not scatter it, you should put it, you should keep it, you should place it at a proper place. So here you should keep or you should not keep. I know that you are shouting the answers. You should keep or you should not keep. Let's see what is the correct answer. Should. So you should keep your things at the proper place. Moving on. Fourth one. You should or you should not touch switches and plugs with the wet hand. Wet hand in the sense you have just washed your hand, correct? Yeah, that is good habit. I'm not refusing you, I'm not denying you to wash your hands. You should wash 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. That is up to you. But after washing your hands, wipe it properly with the handkerchief or the towel you have, so that your hands are not wet anymore. Because now and then you touch the switches to put on the light, to turn it off, again to put on the fan, so etc. There are many reasons for you to touch the switchboards, correct? So make sure your hands are not wet at that time, because there is again possibility of you getting shock, electric current, electric shock from the plug, because sometimes there is a leakage, and unfortunately if at that time your hands are wet, it is going to damage you badly. So here should not is the correct answer according to me. Let's see what is the correct answer and then read the sentence. Exactly, should not. So you should not touch switches and plugs with the wet hand. So make sure your hands are dry, you have wiped your hands properly, and then you are touching the switches and everything. Fifth one, you should or should not always be careful on the roads. This is what very simple is. You should always be careful. I showed you the example of footpath, zebra crossing, everything. And the correct answer is should. So you should always be careful onto the roads. So while you are crossing the roads, while you are walking near the roads, so make sure you avoid walking in the busy area. With this, my dear students, I thank you all for watching my video lecture with a keen interest, and keep watching the videos and grab this opportunity of solving the worksheets online and on your screens, because here is the only opportunity for you to shout the answers as you do in the school, and here along with that you are getting the answers within 1 or 2 seconds. So I don't think other than this any method will work as good as this method is working. So make sure you watch all the video lectures so that you can link the previous lectures with the lecture going on. Also, lastly, stay safe. Goodbye. Take care.